Now let us start with the next topic, that is forfeiture of shares. Now what do you mean by forfeiture? What do you mean by the word forfeiture? So forfeiture basically means denying you the right to anything. Denying the right. It can be anything. Denying you the right to anything. Okay, because you have done something wrong. Now, how will we apply this over here in this chapter? So, what do you mean by forfeiture of share? What do you mean by forfeiture of a share? So, let us say you are supposed to pay rupees 5 on final call to the company, but you did not pay it on time. You did not pay it on time. Now, what does the company do? Since you are not paid the 5 rupees or whatever the rupees was on the final call, because of that, the company says whatever rights you had on the share. See, you had paid the application money, you had paid the allotment money, you have also paid the first call money, but you missed paying the final call money. So the company says, since you have not paid the final call money after so many reminders also, so we will forfeit the right on these shares, and we won't pay you any money back. We won't pay you any money back. We will keep all the money and we will reissue these shares to someone else. See, now for example, okay, in example we will see how to pass the entries, but the case also we will see in the illustration itself. Clear? So now these shares are reissued. Understand this till now. The forfeited shares are reissued because or else the company will face the loss. See, company was issuing 10,000 shares. Now, out of these 10,000, only let us say 9,500 people have paid for the money. Remaining 500 shares they have not paid. So, because of that, if they don't reissue these shares, what will happen? Company has to face the issue because company has planned to issue 10,000 shares because it needs the money out of these shares only to run its business for some XYZ activity, whatever it can be, the expansion, day-to-day operations, working capital, whatever it might be. But the company needs money for 10,000 shares. But people holding 500 shares have not paid the money. So company what the company does, it waits no more and forfeits these share and reissues these shares. Clear? First of all, let's understand how to pass the entry for forfeiture. After that, we'll look at how to pass the entry for our reissue of shares. Clear? And how to book the gains or losses on the reissue. Clear? Okay. Now look at illustration number 10. A Limited forfeited 30,000 equity shares. So A Limited has forfeited how many? 30,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each, fully called up. So they have called up the whole amount of rupees 10, which was held by Mr. X for non-payment of final call of rupees 4 each. So on these shares of 30,000 shares, on that final call of rupees 4 has not been paid by whom? Mr. X. However, he had paid the application money of 2 rupees and allotment money of 4 rupees. Clear? Okay. These shares were originally issued at par. That means at par means what? At par means at the nominal value, that is rupees 10 per share. Clear? Give the journal entry for the forfeiture. Now, how do you pass the entry for the forfeiture? In this first assumption, assume there is no premium in the shares. Okay. So we will assume that there is no premium wherever. Clear? Okay. Now let's see how to do it. So first of all tell me what entry will you pass in case of final call? In case of final call, what entry will you pass when it's due? So you pass this particular entry, right? Share final call account debited to what? To share capital. To share capital. Now let us pass the entry only for these 30,000 shares, okay? Because for the remaining shares we don't know how much was issued, so let's skip it and only pass the entry for these shares. So we will pass the entry for 30,000 shares over here also. So how much will that be? 30,000 into how much per share? Rupees 4 per call, right? So equals to how much? 1,20,000 I guess into 4. Yes, rupees 1,20,000 was pending. See, these are the entries we have already dealt with. So this is not the forfeiture entry. This is not the forfeiture entry. This entry I am passing just to explain you how to pass the forfeiture entry. Okay, fine. So see, this entry was passed. Agree. But did we receive cash from these people? Did we receive cash from Mr. X? No. So bank entry won't be passed and this account won't be reversed. Yes, this account won't be reversed. Now how to reverse this is the question. Okay. So now we pass the forfeiture entry. Forfeiture entry. So first of all, I have told you that whatever account we prepare over there, that is final call, allotment, whatever account it can be, these accounts should be closed at the day end. right? But is my this account closed? No. When will it be closed? Whenever I pass the bank entry, right? Bank account debited to share final call account was the entry. But did he make the payment? No. But now I have to close the entry. I have to close this entry. I should not keep it open over here. Since he has not made the payment, I cannot keep it open. Before, where we used to pass it? We used to pass it to the call in arrears. Remember, we used to pass this entry. Call in arrears. Call in arrears account debited to what? To share final call account. Remember, we used to pass this entry and close the share final call account by creating it. But now we are not passing the the call in arrears entry. But what are we passing over here? Let's see. So first of all, we need to clear it off. So how do we clear it off? So first of all, to share final call. This account we need to pass. Why? Because this account has to be closed. Final call account. How much is pending to be received on final call? How much is pending? Rupees 1,20,000 is pending. So rupees 1,20,000 will be due over here. Clear till here? Okay. Next entry. We pass to a new account called as forfeited shares account. Forfeited shares account. Now what amount will I pass over here? See, what do you mean by forfeited? What do you mean by forfeited? That you had paid the money, but the company is denying it to pay you back. Right? So now we need to pass the amounts, whatever was actually received. The application money, the allotment money. Whatever money is received from the person who has made a default, from that person, whatever is received will be passed in this account. Whatever is not received will be passed in this account. Clear? Okay. So now how much is received? How much is received from this person? So for 30,000 shares, I have received how much? Application money 2 per share. Then allotment money 4 per share. So how much is received? 2 plus 4. 6 rupees is received, right? So into rupees 6. That would be how much? 1,80,000 rupees. Okay. Now, debit what? Debit what is the question? Debit will be share capital account debited. Rupees how much? 3 lakh. So why share capital account debited? Because we will assume that till now whatever share capital was created for this person, for this idiot, for Mr. X, whatever share capital was created, be it for application, be it for allotment, be it for final call, whatever it might be, all of those will be reversed. All of those will be reversed completely. And whenever I reverse the share capital account, we should debit the account. Remember, we should debit the account. Clear? So I have debited the share capital account, showing that whatever amount he has paid and it has been added to the capital, that amount has been completely reversed now. Completely reversed for rupees 3 lakh. What is the amount? Rupees 30,000 shares. Sorry, 30,000 shares into rupees 10 per share. That is rupees 3 lakh. So complete amount of rupees 3 lakh has been reversed. Done? Okay. So why is the forfeited shares account created over here? What is the logic behind it? See, you can assume forfeited shares account to be a income. Income. Why? Why over here it's income? Because see, Mr. X has paid us rupees 1,80,000 application and on the application and what? On the allotment. Now we have received the money. Are we giving him the shares? No, because we are reversing the shares over here. We are completely reversing all the shares given to him. See, in the allotment we have given him the shares. But now I am reversing it off. By debiting the share capital account. That means whatever right he has on this money is lost now. Whatever right he was having on this money is lost. So that means we have some money, but we need not give anything to him. So that means it's a income for the company, right? So whenever income increases, we will create the account. So I have created the forfeited shares account. Clear with this? This is how you pass the entry for the forfeiture. This entry will be the entry for forfeiture, not this. Clear? This entry we have already dealt in the previous cases, right? Okay. Now, the case number 2. Assume there was a premium of rupees 2 on each share payable during the first call. Now, we will assume that on this first call, let us say, the shares are issued at what? Rupees 10 fully paid, but the value of the issue is how much? Rupees 12. Value of the issue is rupees 12. And we have what? 2 rupees premium on what? Final call. That means on application how much will be received? On application I will receive how much? Rupees 2 per share. Rupees 2. On allotment I will receive how much? Rupees 4 per share. Rupees 4. Then on final call how much will I receive? Rupees 4 plus 2 6. 6 plus 6. Right? So in this, including rupees 2 what? Premium. Rupees 2 is the premium over here. Right? Okay. So now let's see how to pass the entry. So again, see, this entry will remain common. This entry will remain the common. But one more thing we have to add over here is, just a minute. One more thing we have to add over here is to what? Securities premium. Remember, securities premium account. How much? Rupees, sorry, 30,000 shares into rupees 2 per share. Rupees 2 per share. So how much will that be? 3 to the 6. So 60,000 over here. Then final call, how much was spending? 60 plus 80, 180. So rupees 1,80,000 was spending on what? On final call. Yes. Let me just recheck. 6 into 30,000 rupees. Yes, 1,80,000. Fine. Okay. So now what to do? In case of securities premium, what to do? See, since securities premium is not received, in that case, what to do now? So we will pass the entry as so. See, this entry will change to this entry. Look at over here. Share capital account debited. Capital account debited. For rupees how much? For rupees 3 lakh only. Because 30,000 into rupees 10 per share. See, share capital will not, this share capital entry will always, remember, not include, this will not include the securities premium. Securities premium has to be separately mentioned in the next entry. Remember, it's always clear. Because of that, I have not clubbed these two entries. Even though these are part of the shareholders fund, share capital should be separate, securities premium should be separate. Remember, because this goes to share capital, whereas securities premium goes to my reserves and surplus. Because of that reason, I should mention this separately. Remember, do not club it. I am warning you right now. Clear? Okay. Now next entry. See, this securities premium, whatever is there, should be received. Actually, this should have been received. But is it received? No, because this person is not paying me the final call. Because of that, whatever securities premium account I have created should be reversed right now. I have opened this account, but now it should be reversed. How will you reverse it? By debiting it. Debit securities premium account debited. How much? Rupees 60,000. Then 2. Share final call. How much will I reverse? Share final call account. How much will I reverse? Rupees 1,80,000. Then 2. Forfeited share. 2 forfeited shares account. How much is it? On 30,000 shares, rupees 2 on application is received, rupees 4 on allotment is received, right? I have received this money, so I won't be give this money back to the person. So because of that, this will be called as what? Forfeited shares or forfeited money in this case. So rupees 6 per share. So that will again be rupees 1,80,000. So both of these amounts are tallying over here. Clear? This is how you pass the entry for forfeiture. Then okay. Now let's take one more case. Where now let us take the next case. That is, let us say the premium was actually received on the allotment stage, including 2 rupees premium. Including rupees 2 premium over here. Now what to do? Now let's see. See, he has not paid us this money. Okay. This is received, but this has not been received. Right? So now what to do? First of all, add all this. See how much is it? 12 rupees, 6 plus 4%. Okay, fine. This is 12 rupees. Right? 2 rupees premium, 10 rupees is the nominal value of the share. Okay. Now what to do? Now how will this particular entry change? See, remember this. Here we have received the premium amount. Right? On the allotment stage itself, he has paid us the premium amount. Always remember, even though securities premium amount will be forfeited. Why? Because he has paid us the money, and whenever he pays the money and we keep the money and don't give him any shares, that means we say that it is forfeited, right? So even though I have forfeited the securities premium, paid on allotment, I will not reverse the securities premium account. I should not reverse the securities premium account. Remember this. So that means the entry will be, I will pass the entry here only. Share capital account debited. Share capital account debited. 2. Should I reverse securities premium? No. So I won't be taking the entry of securities premium, right? Okay. So then to what? To share final call. To share final call account. To share final call. 2. Forfeited share. To share forfeited account or forfeited shares account. Okay. Now tell me the amounts. How much will be forfeited on the, sorry, how much amount is not received on the call? So rupees, sorry, 30,000 shares into rupees 6 per share. Remember, rupees 6 per share. Yes, okay. Then how much is forfeited? How much is forfeited? Is it rupees 2 plus 4? No. You should exclude the amount of premium. You should exclude the amount of premium over here. Now how much will you forfeited? Rupees 2 plus rupees 2 over here also, because I am excluding the amount of premium, because I should not forfeit. I should not take the premium amount over here. Whatever securities premium amount is received. That's it. I should not reverse it off. Clear? Okay. So because of that, the entry will be for 30,000 into rupees 4. For share capital, 30,000 shares into rupees 10 per share, rupees 12 per share. No, 2 rupees is the securities premium. So that should not be taken to share capital account. Only the nominal value of the shares will be taken to the entry. Okay, now write down the amounts. How much will this be? Rupees 3 lakh. Rupees 3 lakh. Then over here, 6 3 is 1 lakh 80. In here 4 3 is 12, 1 lakh 20. Is the amount. Done. This is how you pass the entry. See, whenever you have the securities premium, see, remember, if securities premium is due but not received, in that case you pass this particular entry where you reverse the securities premium account. Because why? Because the amount is not received. Then why simply to open the account? Right? So you will reverse the account. Since you have passed this particular entry, you will reverse it off. But in case if the amount is received, securities premium due and received, and is already received in the allotment stage or any of the stage as per the question. In that case, it should not be reversed over here. And in the forfeited shares also, you should take the amount excluding the securities premium. Remember this, clear? Okay. Now, let's go to the next topic. That is my reissue of forfeited shares. What if I reissue my shares? What if I reissue the forfeited shares? See, the company, in this case, see, there were 30,000 equity shares. If these many shares, if I'm not receiving 4 rupees, how much is the amount that is pending? So 30,000 into 4, rupees 1 lakh 20 will be pending to be received, right? It's a loss for the company. Company has issued the shares, but it's not receiving anything, right? So because of that, it will forfeit the shares. It will take out the rights. It won't give the rights to the Mr. X over here, and it will reissue the shares to the public again. It will bid the shares to the public. So whenever the bidding is done, the share might be sold for par. It might be sold at a discount. It might be sold at a premium. But remember, I have told you before that as per section 53 of the Companies Act, shares cannot be sold at a discount. Other than for the section 54, that is for the employees. But in this case, why can the company sell it at a discount? Let us say the shares were worth rupees 10. The nominal value was 10 rupees. But now the company is selling these shares or reissuing these forfeited shares at rupees 8. That means 2 rupees is a discount over here, which is a loss for the company. So, remember this, forfeiture of shares is a exception to section 53. See, section 53 talks about the discount on shares, which completely restricts the issue of equity shares at a discount. Clear? Except in case of employees, that is the set equity shares or ESOPs. But in case of forfeiture reissue, that means we are not going for a fresh issue. But section 53 talks about fresh issue of equity shares, where fresh issue of equity shares cannot be done at a discount. But whereas in this case, in my case, we are reissuing the shares. We are reissuing the forfeited shares. I am not going for a fresh issue. I am reissuing the already issued shares once again. So this time I can go for a discount on the shares. Why? Because I am selling the shares on which I have received some amount. So if I reissue, if I get the same amount again, I will be at a big profit. So because of that, I will sell it at a second hand price. I can say it as a second hand price. See, this is not a formal terminology, but I can say it as a second hand price, right? So look at the question once. How to pass the entry, I will tell you with the question. Okay. So Mr. Long, who was a holder of 2000 preference shares of rupees 100 each, on which rupees 75 per share has been called up, could not pay his dues on allotment and first call each of rupees 25. Okay. So that means out of rupees 100 we have called up how much? Rupees 75. Rupees 25 on allotment. Sorry. Yeah. So rupees 25 on allotment, rupees 25 on first call, and rupees 25 on application. So I will just write it down. So on application, rupees 25. Then on allotment again rupees 25. Then first call. On first call rupees 25. So how much is the total called up money? How much is the total called up money? Rupees 75 as per the question. Clear? Okay. The directors forfeited the above shares and reissued 1500 shares to Mr. Short at 65 per share at rupees 75. Okay, fine. This part, let it be for now. This part, keep it as it is. Okay. Give the journal entries to the record the above forfeiture and reissue in the books of the company. Okay. First of all, let's pass the forfeiture entry. Okay. So the forfeiture entry will be forfeiture entry. First of all, share capital account will debited. Why? Because I am reversing all of the capital whatever was allotted to that person. Which person? Mr. Long. Account debited. Is there any premium mentioned over here? No premium. So skip premium. So 2. On what the money is not received? On what the money is not received? See, he has not paid the money on. Not paid his dues on allotment and first call. So the entry will be 2 allotment wherever the money is not received. 2 allotment. Share allotment. Just a minute. 2 share allotment account. Then 2 share first call account, because all the calls and allotment entry is already passed before. Remember? Okay. 2 what? He has paid me application money. Right? So that money, will I pay him back? No. So that will be what? Forfeited. That will be forfeited shares account. Okay. Now let the amount. How much is forfeited on 2000 preference shares? How much is forfeited? Rupees 25 per share. How much will that be? Okay, let's count the amount afterwards. So on first call, how much was due? On first call, on 2000 shares, rupees 25 was due. Again on allotment on 2000 shares, rupees 25 was due as per the entries whatever we have made. Rupees 25 was due on final call. The extra rupees 25 was due on final call. But as per the question, have we made the final call? No, the final call is not made, right? So because of that, don't pass the entry for final call, because the final call is not yet made as per the question. Only first call has been made. Up to rupees 75 for rupees 25. Yet to be made the final call. Clear? Okay. Now how much to be reversed in the share capital? So how much will I forfeit for share capital? How much is actually called up? Rupees 75 is called up, right? Not rupees 100. Final call is set to be made. So because of that, only 75 rupees will be reversed. Whatever entries I have passed before for application account debited to share capital, then share allotment account debited to share capital, share first call account debited to share final call. Sorry, the first call, right? So because of that, I will debit only the share capital for which the entry is already passed before. Before I have passed the entries into 2000 shares. How much will that be? 75 into 2000 rupees 1,50,000. 2000 into 25 will be 50,000 rupees. So 50,000 and rupees 50,000. So this is how you pass the entries over here for forfeiture. Yet the reissue entry is not passed. Okay. Now let's look at the reissue part. So directors forfeited the above shares. We have passed the entry. Okay. And reissued 1,500 of such shares to Mr. Short at rupees 65 per share, paid up as rupees 75. So that means the shares worth rupees 75 has been issued at what rupees? Rupees 65. Has the company made a loss or profit on reissue? Has the company made a profit or loss on reissue? The company has made a loss on reissue. Now what to do with this loss? I will tell you what to do. But before that, what will we do is we will assume two cases. If 2000 shares are reissued, that is the whole of the forfeited shares. If 1500 is reissued, let's see. Okay, case 1. If 2000 shares are reissued. So now the journal entry will be what? So I am receiving the money. Whenever I reissue the shares, I will receive the money from someone. How much will I receive? On 2000, sorry, on 2000 shares, rupees 65 per share. As per the question, see, it has been reissued at 65 rupees, right? So because of that, I will receive 65 rupees. So how much will that be? 2000 into rupees 65 equals to rupees 1 lakh 30. 1 lakh 30. Okay. Then 2 what? 2 share capital account. Just a minute. 2 share capital account. How much do I increase the share capital by? For 2000 shares into, these are paid up as what? Paid up as rupees 75 per share. I am assuming these are paid up for 75, but how much money am I collecting? Rupees 65, right? So rupees 75 will be added to the capital. Yes? Into 75 into rupees, sorry, 2000 shares. That is rupees 1,50,000. Okay. Now there's a difference over here. Now there's a gap between debit and credit of rupees 20,000. What is this rupees 20,000? It is the loss on reissue. This is the loss on reissue. How much will that be? Rupees on 2000 shares into rupees 10 per share. Why? 75 worth of shares has been issued for rupees 65. How much is the loss then? 75 minus 10, 65 rupees. That will be 10 rupees. So 10 rupees is the loss. How much will that be? 2000 into 10 will be 20,000 rupees. So now the debit and credits are equal. Now the debit and credit are equal. Yes. But what is the entry over here? What is the entry over here? What is the entry over here? The entry will be transferred to, again, forfeited shares account debited. Clear? The whatever loss, see, before this, whatever gain was there on the forfeiture was transferred to what? Forfeited shares. Now, because of the forfeiture reissue, whatever loss I am facing will again be transferred to what? To forfeiture account only. To forfeiture account itself. Clear? Okay. Now, after this, one more entry is to be passed. See, 50,000 rupees has been credited, 20,000 rupees has been debited. That means there is still a credit of rupees 30,000. What is this called as? What is this called as? See, this was the gain, this was the loss on reissue. That means we are in the net gain of rupees 30,000. We are in the net gain of rupees 30,000 rupees. See, 30,000, 50 minus 20, 30,000 rupees gain, right? So now, how to pass this? Forfeited shares account debited. Shares account debited. How much? Rupees. How much was forfeited? 25 rupees was forfeited. Rupees 25 minus rupees. How much is the loss on 10 shares? On rupees 10, right? Into how many shares were reissued? 2000. So that will be how much? 25 minus 10 will be 15 rupees into 2000 equals to rupees 30,000. The same amount we have got. So to what? Or whatever profit are there, whatever profit you have earned will be transferred to an account called as capital reserve account. Capital reserve account rupees 30,000. Clear? This is how you pass the entry when all of the shares are, all of the forfeited shares are reissued. All of the forfeited shares are reissued. But now let us see one more thing. Why is this account being created over here? What is the logic behind this? Since we are having a gain, because of this, my capital reserve will increase. And we know that capital reserve is a part of what? Share capital. Since it is a part of share capital, if the share capital increases, we will credit the account. So because of that, capital reserve account has been credited over here, and forfeited account has been debited. Why it has been debited? Because see, in credit I had 50,000 rupees. In debit I have only how much? 20,000 rupees. So if I pass one more entry to the debit side, my debit will be equals to my credit. Right? So because of that, I will pass the into the debit side to close the forfeited shares account completely. Clear? Okay. Next. Now, if case number two, if only as per the question, 1,500 shares are reissued. Shares are Reissue. Now what to do with this? See, this forfeiture entry will remain the same. This forfeiture entry, whatever is there, it won't change. It won't change because if I'm forfeiting 2000 shares, I will write the same entry. But this reissue entry, sorry, my bad. This entry will remain the same. This entry will not change. Why? Because I'm forfeiting the 2000 shares over here. But reissue, in case of reissue, now I cannot multiply with 2000 over here. Why? Because I am reissuing how many shares? I am reissuing 1500 shares. So because of that, the entry will change to bank account debited. Debited. How much? Now this time 1500 shares into rupees. How much is the reissue value? Rupees 65 is the reissue value, right? So rupees 65 into rupees 65. Rupees 65. How much will that be? 1500 into 65 equals to 97,500. Then next, to share capital. To share capital account. 1500 shares into how much is the value of the total shares? Paid up as what? Paid up as what? 75 per share. Paid up as what? 75 per share. So because of that, rupees 75. How much will that be? 1500 into 75 equals to rupees 1,12,500. 12,500. Now, is there a loss? Is there a loss? Yes, sir. There is a loss. See, the value of the shares we have given him is 75. But how much did we receive from him or her? Rupees 65. That means 10 rupees is the loss, right? Where will this loss be transferred to? To forfeited shares account. To forfeited shares account. That is 1500. Sorry. 1500 into rupees 10 per share. That is how much? 1,500. Sorry, 15,000 rupees. So let's add 97,500 plus 15,000 rupees will be rupees 1,12,500. So we have matched the entry. See, why is this account debited over here? Why is it debited? Because see, I have told that this account can be treated as a loss or a profit account. Yes, gain or a loss account. So in this case, there is a loss on reissue. There is a loss on reissue. Because of that, my forfeited shares account has been debited. Whenever expenses or losses increases, we will debit the account. Clear? Yes. Now, coming to my capital gains. Or my gains on reissue of shares. See, now how much is the amount transferred to capital reserve? How much is the amount transferred to capital reserve? See, I have how much did I gain on forfeiture? How much did I gain on forfeiture? 25 rupees has been gained on forfeiture because I am not paying this money back to him. I am not paying this particular money back to him. Right? On how many shares? On 2000 shares. But I have reissued the shares and on that how much loss I have incurred? 10 rupees. So that means how much is the net gain that I earned? How much is net gain? Rupees 25 minus rupees 10. That is 15 rupees per share reissued I have earned over here in the net basis, right? So the entry will be forfeited shares account debited to capital reserve account. Okay, now what is the value? 1500 shares into rupees how much? Rupees 25, that is forfeited amount over here minus rupees 10, that will be rupees 15. Rupees 15 per share, that will be how much? 1500 into 15. Rupees 22. 500 is the total gain on the reissue of the shares. Clear with this? Yes. See, one more thing. If only if all the shares are reissued. See, how many shares are forfeited? 2000. But how many shares are reissued? 2000. In that case, what you can do, a shortcut is this minus this. Right? This forfeiture account minus this forfeiture account. But when lower than the forfeited amount is reissued, see, 2000 shares were forfeited, but how many shares were reissued? Only 1500 were reissued. Because of that, you cannot do this now. You cannot do 50,000 rupees minus this. You cannot do, because there is a difference in the shares which is forfeited, which is reissued now. There is a difference, right? So because of that, you need to use this particular method. You need to use this particular method to compute the value of forfeited shares or the benefit on forfeiture transferred to my capital reserve account. Clear? Okay. Now, next, let's look at the questions. Now, look at the question. Illustration number 15 on your study material. Beautiful Co. Limited issued 30,000 equity shares for rupees 10 each, payable at rupees 3 per share on application, 5 per share on allotment with 2 rupees premium, 4 per on call. Okay. First of all, just write it down. On application we are receiving how much? Rupees 3 per share. Then on allotment we are receiving how much? Rupees 5 per share. This is including what? Including rupees 2 premium, and then rupees 4 on call. So on call rupees 4 per share. Then after this, all the shares were subscribed. Money due on all the shares was fully received except from Ram holding 500 shares who failed to pay the allotment money and the call money, and Shivam holding 1000 shares who failed to pay us the call money. Fine. So what we will do is, so we will just mention Ram and Sham, I think, right? Or Sham. Yes. Sham. Now we just mark over here. Have both of them paid us the money for the application? Yes, both of them have paid us the money on application. But Ram holding how many shares? 500 shares, failed to pay allotment and call money. So Ram has not paid us both call money and allotment money. Whereas Sham has holding 1000 shares, has failed to pay us the call money. So call money, right? So he has paid us, that means he has paid us the allotment money, but has failed to pay the call money, right? So now let's see what to do. With this. Okay. So before this, just add all of this. How much will that be? 3 plus 5, 8. 8 plus 4 is 12. So 2 rupees premium. Okay, fine, perfect. Now, what has happened next? All those 500 shares were forfeited. Now, what the company has done? They have forfeited all the shares. So, Ram was holding how many shares? 500 shares. Whereas this guy was holding 1000 shares. 1000 shares. Right? Now, all these shares has been what? Has been forfeited. Has been forfeited by the company. Fine. Then let's see. Of these forfeited shares, only 1250, including whole of Ram shares, were subsequently reissued to Jaddu as fully paid up at a discount of rupees 2 per share. Okay. Fine. Pass the journal entries in the company's records of forfeiture and reissue, and also prepare the balance sheet of the company. Okay. Now we need to pass the forfeiture entry, reissue entry, capital reserve entry, and also prepare the balance sheet. These many things to be done. Phew. Let's see. So now, first of all, pass the forfeiture entry. So first of all, please take this down in your notebooks. Pause the video and take this down in your notebook, because this is a mind map for people. Clear? Because this question is a bit trickier with respect to computation of all the amounts. So because of that, please take this mind map in your notebooks. Okay, pause the video, take it down. Then, so now pass the entry. Let's see. See, here, securities premium amount was receivable on what? On allotment, where one person has paid, one person has not paid. Right? I have told you both the cases where the securities premium account has been received, where it is not received. When will we reverse it? Whenever it is not received. Right? See, in this entry, if securities premium is due but not received, in that case, what will I do? I will reverse the entry. Right? But if it is due and received, I won't pass any entry over here. Right? So same should be applied over here also. So now what will we do? So first of all, pass the entry. Let's see. Share capital account debited. Securities premium account. Why am I passing this account over here? Because one person has not paid us the premium amount. Remember, one person has not paid the money on allotment. That means he has obviously not paid us the security premium also. And we know that whenever security premium is not received, but we have opened the entry already, right? We have opened the ledger already. So because of that, we need to reverse it off now. If it is received, no issues. Don't forfeit it. If it is received, don't forfeit it. But if it is not received, reverse it off, because it will not be received. It will not be received in the future. It will not be received in the future, right? Okay. Then 2 what? 2. Write down the entries where the money is not yet received. Where the money is not yet received. So look at the mind map again. So where and all money is not received? On allotment, then on call, right? So 2 share allotment account I am reversing right now. Why I am reversing this? I have told you before also, right? So 2 share call account or final call account. Then 2 what? 2 what? 2 what? Whatever money we have received, we pass the entry right now. We pass the entries for the 2 entries, right? For allotment and for call. What was it for? For the money not received. For the money not received. But what about the money received? What about the money received? What to do with this? This will be transferred to forfeited shares account. Whatever money we have received and we are forfeiting, we will transfer it to forfeited shares account. Okay, now let's pass the amounts. So how much share capital am I reversing? How much share capital am I reversing? I will reverse whole of how many shares? 1500 shares. 500 shares into rupees. How much per share? How much per share? Rupees 10 per share, right? So the whole of the capital will be reversed. So for 15,000 rupees. Clear? Then how much was the security premium not received? How much was the securities premium not received? Rupees 2 per share into, for how many shares was the securities premium not received? For only Mr. Ram has not paid us the securities premium amount over here, right? So how many shares does he own? 500 shares. So only on 500 shares the securities premium is pending to be received. 500 shares. How much will that be? 500 into 1000 rupees is 1000 rupees. Okay. Now on allotment, how much is not received? How much is not received? See, I have told you that if we have received allotment along with premium amount should be excluded. Right? So for allotment, what will I do is, allotment what I will do is, so first of all, not received. Let us see how much is not received. Here we have received everything, so nil. So on application it is nil, right? So and on allotment from Mr. Ram, how much is supposed to be received? From Mr. Ram and Mr. Sham. So from Mr. Ram, how much is not received on allotment? Should I take premium or not? I should take premium amount. Why? Because premium is not received, and whenever premium is not received, you will pass that entry in this allotment amount. Clear? Okay, remember this. So how much will that be? On 500 shares, 1 minute. On 500 shares into rupees 5 per share, how much will that be? 5 5 25. So 2500 rupees is not received. And on call, 500 into rupees 4 per share, that will be 5 4 20. So 2000 rupees is not received. Clear? Okay. Now come to Mr. Sham. Has Mr. Sham paid us the amount on allotment? Yes. So don't take it. Then what about on the call? How much is not received? So an application nil, allotment nil. On call for 1000 shares, he has not paid us how much? Rupees 4 per share. So rupees 4 over here. So that will be rupees 4000. Now let's look at the amounts. So now tell me on allotment how much is not received. On allotment how much should I reverse now? I will reverse amount of what? 2500. 2500. Right? So now on final call. How much should be reversed? How much is not received on final call? 2000 plus 4000. That will be rupees 6000. Rupees 6000. Done? Okay. Now, what amount will be transferred to forfeited shares? Only the amount that is received till now. Excluding securities premium received. This is not received, right? Received amount will be taken out, and only the amount which is to be towards the nominal value, right? So because of that, now find out the amount received. Amount received. Ram, Sham. How much towards application is received? See, both of them have paid application money. Both of them have paid the application money. Yes. So 500 into 3 per share, 1000 into 3 per share. So 500 into 3, 1000 into 3. So 5 3s are 15. So 1500. And over here into 3 is equals to 3000 rupees. Okay. Then next, who has paid? Mr. Sham has paid on allotment rupees 5. But how much will I take? How much will I take? How much will I take? Only rupees 3. Only rupees 3. This premium should not be included over here. This premium should not be included because once it is received, it is received. Done. I don't know that you are paid or not. It is received. I won't forfeit the money on securities premium received. Clear? Okay. So rupees 3. So 1000 into rupees 3. 1000 into rupees 3 again. So 3000 rupees is received over here. Here nil, here nil, here nil. Why? Because these amounts are not received. Remember, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. These amounts are not received. Clear? Okay. So now what to do? Now we will transfer all these amounts to what? This plus this plus this. We will transfer all these amounts to what? To the forfeited shares account. So how much will that be? 1500 plus 3000 plus 3000, 6000 plus 1500 will be 7500. So total of rupees 7500 will be transferred to what? To the forfeited shares account. Clear with this? Okay, let's move on from this. Now we will reissue the shares. So whenever I am reissuing, what is the entry over here? All those 500 shares were forfeited. Okay, of these forfeited shares, only how much is reissued? 1250 is reissued. 1250 is reissued, including whole of Ram share. So that means, see, from Ram we have forfeited 500 shares. From this guy Sham we have forfeited 1000 shares. That means only 1250 has been reissued out of 1500. So in this 1250, 500 is from Ram and remaining is from Sham. How much from Sham? 1250 minus 500 will be equals to 750 from Sham. 750 from Sham and 500 from Ram. Clear? Okay. Why is this required? I will tell you why. So the entry will be bank account debited to share capital account. Now how much is received in the bank account? How much we have reissued it for? At a discount of rupees 2. That means rupees 10 minus 2, that is rupees 8 into 1250 shares. How much will this be? 8 into 1250, that will be rupees 10,000. We have received 10,000 rupees. Then how much is transferred to share capital? 1250 shares into rupees 10 per share. See, always remember, share capital will be taken at the full nominal value. Share capital will be taken at the full nominal value. So how much will this be? 12,500. Yes. See, by this we can find out the value of the loss or profit on the reissue. But we need to also learn how to find the accurate amount. How to find the accurate amounts transferred to forfeited shares. What is this forfeited shares entry for? Debited, right? That means it's a loss on reissue. Okay. Now have a look over here. How much is the loss on reissue? How will you find that out? How will you find it out? By subtracting. How will you find the value of forfeited shares or the value of the loss? That is, on 1250 shares, how much is the discount given to them? How much is the discount given to the forfeited shares? Rupees 2 per share. Why? Because see, over here, remember, there was a discount of rupees 2 per share. So because of that, on 1250 shares, I am giving a discount of 2 per share. That means I should have received 10 rupees. I am giving him or them a share worth rupees 10. But for how much rupees? Rupees 8. That means I am making a loss of 2 rupees per share. So 1250 into rupees 2. That will be rupees 2500. Clear? Yes. Now last entry. the amount transferred to the forfeiture account. Can I directly subtract this with this? Can I do it? No, I cannot do it because I have forfeited how many shares? I have forfeited 1500 shares. How much is reissued? 1250 is reissued. Remember? Okay. Now let's see what to do. First of all, pass the entry. Forfeited shares account debited. Forfeited shares account debited. To what? To capital reserve account. To capital reserve account. Okay. Now how to pass the amount? How to find the amount on profit or loss? Again come back to our part. Now, how much amount is forfeited from RAM? Just a minute. How much amount is forfeited from RAM? Tell me this. How much amount is forfeited from RAM? Rupees 3 only. Rupees 3 only. Right? Rupees 3. Then how much is forfeited from Mr. Shyam? Mr. Shyam. Rupees 3 over here and rupees 3 over here. See, we will not include the premium again. We will not include the premium once again. How much will it be without premium? Rupees 3. 5 minus 2 is 3, right? So 3 plus 3 is rupees 6. So rupees 6 has been forfeited. That means we have received the money, but we won't give it back now. So then after this, how much is the loss on reissue? How much is the loss on reissue? Rupees 2 per share. Rupees 10 minus rupees 8. See, rupees 10 was the value of the shares minus rupees 2 is the discount value given. So rupees 2 is the loss. Right? So rupees 2 is the loss over here. Now, how much is the amount transferred to capital reserve? How much is the amount transferred to capital reserve? Rupees 1. In this case, rupees 1. In this case, rupees 4. Logically speaking, I have received these amounts, but I am not giving it back. I have not received these two amounts. So the net amount will be the net receipt or the net gain to me. Net gain to me. Clear? Okay. Now what to do? Now what to do with this? Let's see. Now, write down the amount of shares reissued. Shares reissued. Over here 500 shares. I have told you right before only. See, I have mentioned it over here. 500 shares reissued over here from Ram share, and from Shyam share we have reissued 750 shares. So 500 over here, 750 shares over here. So total in rupees will be equals to 500 shares into rupees 1 will be rupees 500. Rupees 500. Then 750 shares into rupees 4 will be equals to how much? 750 into 4 will be 3000 rupees. So rupees 3000. How much is the total over here? Rupees 3500 is the total. So go back to the entry. Rupees 3500 will be the total amount transferred to the capital reserve. Clear with this? Yes. Now after this we need to prepare what? We need to prepare the balance sheet. Let's prepare the balance sheet now. This is my extract of balance sheet. Please remember to mention the extract part because you are not preparing the whole balance sheet over here. So first part, equity and liabilities. Under that we have what? Shareholders fund. Holders fund. In that we have share capital. We'll mention as A, share capital. Then B, we have reserves and surplus. Yes. Mention the note numbers over here. Note number 1, note number 2. This is for my amounts. Now prepare the notes over here. Notes to balance sheet. Note number 1 for share capital. In this we have equity capital. In this we have issued capital. How much shares were issued? How many shares were issued? As per the question. as per the question, 30,000 equity shares were issued, right, for rupees 10 each, for rupees 10 each, right? So 30,000 equity shares at rupees 10 each. Rupees how much? Rupees 3 lakh. See, this is not the capital amount. This is not the capital amount taken to the balance sheet. Remember, we will take only the amount which is subscribed and paid up. Subscribed, called up, and paid up capital all together. Paid up capital. Now, how many shares are paid up? How many shares are paid up? See, out of 30,000, how many shares were forfeited? Minus 1,500 were forfeited, right? So that will be 28,500 shares were issued and paid up. But we have reissued the shares again. Remember, we have reissued some 1,250 shares once again. So 28,500 plus 1,250, that will be 29,750 shares we have received the money for, right? Equity shares at the rate of rupees what? Rupees 10 each. How much is paid up? Rupees 75 paid up. Remember, over here, I think it's 75 paid up, right? Oh, no, sorry. Rupees 10 paid up. Sorry, my bad. I confused with the previous question. Rupees 10 paid up. Rupees 10 each paid up. How much will this be? 29750 into 10 will be 2,97,500. But remember this. Whatever forfeited shares you have done, see, just minus this now. Here, 7,500 is debited as a credited with forfeited shares. Then it is debited by rupees 2,500. Again, it is debited by rupees 3,500. So how much remains? Just take 7,500 minus 2,500 minus 3,500. That is 1,500 rupees is remaining. 1,500 rupees is still remaining in forfeited shares account. What does that mean? See, we have out of 1,500 shares, how many shares were reissued? 1,250. That means there are some shares which are yet to be reissued. Right? There are still some shares which are yet to be reissued. Because of that, the forfeited amount will be transferred to what? To the add forfeited shares. How much is the balance remaining? 1,500. So how much will the total be? 297,500 minus plus 1,500. That will be 299,000. This amount will transfer to what? To my balance sheet. So 2,99,000 will be the amount transferred over here. Clear? Okay. Now coming to my reserves and surplus. So point number 2. Note number 2. Reserves and surplus. How much will this be? So first of all, how much do we have in the capital reserve? Look at the journal entry. Capital reserve account credited. Whenever I credit capital reserve account, that means the balance increases. So I should increase the balance by rupees 3,500. So go back. In capital reserve we have 3,500. Then securities premium account. Why? Because see, as per the question, the shares are issued on what? On premium, right? But now how much amount to transfer over here? 30,000 shares was issued on 2 rupees premium, right? So I just make a small working note over here. On 30,000 shares, we are supposed to receive how much? Rupees 2 per share. How much will that be? 30,000 into 2 rupees. That will be rupees 60,000. But did I receive all the money? No. On how many shares is the securities premium not received? Look at the chart. Who has not paid us the securities premium amount? This guy. This idiot has not paid us the securities premium amount, right? So that means 500 into rupees 2. 500 into rupees 2 is not received. Right? So less Ram's non-payment. That will be 500 shares into rupees 2. That will be rupees 1,000. So 59,000 is the premium. is the premium 59,000 rupees. So total amount transferred to balance sheet will be how much? Minus 1,000 plus 3,500. 62,500. So 62,500 will be transferred to what? To my balance sheet. Clear? Okay, done. So we are done with this question. Clear? So in the textbook there's a clean format. If you are getting confused over here with this format, whatever I have prepared, in the textbook there's a clean format. Please refer that. Clear? Yes. Now going on to the next question. Now illustration number 16 from your study material. Okay. So Mr. A holds 2,000 shares of rupees 10 each, on which he has paid rupees 2 on application money. Okay. Mr. B holds 4,000 shares of rupees 10 each, on which he has paid 2 rupees on application money and rupees 3 on allotment money. Mr. C holds 3,000 shares of rupees 10 each. He has paid 2 rupees on application, 3 on allotment, 3 on first call. They all pay the arrears on their second and final calls, and the directors therefore forfeited the shares. Okay. The shares are reissued subsequently for rupees 12 per share, fully paid up. Journalize the transactions relating to the forfeiture and reissue. Okay. Now what we'll do is we will prepare a small working note over here. Okay. Let's see. So Mr. A, Mr. B and Mr. C. We will first of all find out money received. How much is the money received from all of them? See, in this case there is no securities premium. In this question there is no securities premium as per the question, right? Okay. So first of all, on application how much money is received? On allotment how much money is received? Then on first call, because on final call no one has paid the money, so we will skip this, right? After this, money which is not received. Money which is not received. Where is this required? I will tell you where it is required. On application, I think everyone has paid the money, right? On application, everyone has paid the money, so skip it. So on allotment, from allotment we will start. From allotment, then on first call, and then on final call. Okay. Let's make the table. So now let's start. So let's start with money received column. On application, how much has Mr. A has paid? How much has Mr. A paid? Mr. A holds 2,000 shares of rupees 10 each, and he has paid how much? 2. Or else I will write this number of shares over here. 2,000. Mr. B holds 4,000. 4,000. Then Mr. C holds how much? Mr. C holds 3,000 shares. Better. Now, on application, how much is pending? I will just write it over here. On application, rupees 2 is pending. On allotment, how much is pending? Rupees 3 per share. Rupees 3 per share. On first call, how much is pending? On first call, rupees 3 is pending. Rupees 3 in pending. Then on final call, rupees how much? 10 per share, right? So 2 plus 3, 5, 5 plus 3, 8, 8 plus 2. So on final call, rupees 2 is pending. Okay. So on application, 2,000 shares. So for Mr. A, on application, 2,000 into rupees 2. That is 4,000 rupees is received. Right? But has he paid us the allotment? No. Has he paid us the first call? No. Then comes to Mr. B. Let me just erase this all things. Now Mr. B has paid what? Mr. B holds 4,000 shares and he has paid 2 on application, 3 on allotment. So again, 4,000 shares held by Mr. B into 3 on allotment will be rupees 12,000. Then rupees 2 on application will be rupees 8,000. And he has not paid us the first call or the final call. Right? Then Mr. C. Mr. C has paid what? Mr. C has paid 2 on application, 3 on allotment and 3 on first call. Right? So first of all, 3,000 shares into rupees 2 on application, that is rupees 6,000. That is rupees 6,000. Then on allotment rupees 3, that is rupees 9,000. Again on first call rupees 9,000. Done. Okay. Now how much is not received? How much is not received? So wherever you have mentioned the amounts over here, mark it as nil over here. Clear? This is the first step to do. So first of all, allotment. See, on application everybody has paid, so that is not required. So skip it. Now in allotment stage, only who has not paid? Only Mr. A has not paid. So remaining columns you can mark nil. Then coming to first call, only Mr. C has paid the money. So Mr. C has paid. So mark his column as nil over here. So then that means all these columns are yet to be paid, or the money not received. The money not received. So Mr. A on allotment has not paid. So 2000 into allotment rupees 3 equals to 6000 rupees is yet to be received on allotment. Then on first call how much is to be received? 2000 shares into, for Mr. A on first call how much to be received? How much to be received? Rupees 3 per share. Again rupees 6000. Rupees 6000 over here. Then on final call how much Mr. A is supposed to pay? Rupees 2. That will be rupees 400. Done. Then Mr. B is supposed to pay on first call and on final call. How much will that be? 4000 into 3 equals to, on first call, so 4000 into 3, right? So that will be rupees 1200, and 2 rupees on the final call, that will be rupees 800. Then Mr. C is yet to pay. Mr. C is yet to pay only the final call, because these two are already paid. See, allotment paid, final call paid, right? Only money is to be received on the final call. So 3000 into final call, that is rupees 2, rupees 6000, rupees 6000. Now total all the columns. 4000 plus 8000 plus 6000. How much will that be? I'll just write total. So first column, for application of money received application, 4000 plus 8000 plus 6000 equals to 18,000. Then 12,000 plus 9,000 equals to 21,000. Then over here 9,000. Then 6,000 over here total. Then again 6,000 plus 12,000 will be equals to 18,000. And over here final call 18,000. Okay. Now we know how much is received, how much is not received. Clear with this? Okay. Now let's pass the journal entries. So first of all, forfeiture entry. See, the forfeiture has been done. Some people have paid on allotment, some people have paid on final call, or everything is done. But on application, everybody has paid. So first of all, pass the entry. So how will I pass the entry? So forfeiture entry. Mind my spellings. Forfeiture shares entry. So first of all, share capital account will be debited. Why? I am reversing all the capital accounts. Debited. Any securities premium? No sir, nothing. So 2. Share allotment account. 2. Share allotment account. 2. Share first call account. 2. Share final call account for the money not received. Then 2. Share forfeited shares, or 2 forfeited shares account. Forfeited shares account. Now what to do with this? Now first of all, tell me how many shares were forfeited. So if I have to say 2000 plus 3000 plus 3000, how much will this be? 4 plus 2 will be 6, 6 plus 3 will be 9. So total of 9,000 shares into rupees 10 per share, that is rupees 90,000 is forfeited. Okay. Now next, how much is the amount that was supposed to be received but not received? Amount due but not received on allotment. Check. So go to money not received column. In that allotment, how much? Rupees 6,000. Then same on the first call, how much was supposed to be received but not received? See, money not received. First call rupees 18,000. Total column. Okay, look at the total columns. Rupees 18,000. Then after this, on final call, how much is not received? Again 18,000 rupees. 18,000. How much is forfeited? What do you mean by forfeiture? Amount received, but we are not giving it back. How much is that? Money received on application, allotment and final call. Add all these three. How much will that be? 18,000 plus 21,000 plus 9,000. That will be rupees 48,000. So 48,000 has been completely forfeited. Rupees 48,000 has been forfeited. If you want, you can just add 6,000 plus 18,000 plus 18,000 plus 48,000. This will give you 90,000 rupees. Done. So that means whatever entry we have passed is proper. Done. Okay. Going next. Going ahead. The next entry is for reissue of forfeited shares. Reissue of forfeited shares. Now again, how many shares are reissued? The shares are reissued subsequently for rupees 2. That means all of the forfeited shares are reissued. All of the forfeited shares are reissued. That means how many shares were forfeited? 9,000 shares were forfeited. Right? 9,000 shares were forfeited. So because of that, bank account debited to share capital account. How much is transferred to share capital? 9,000 shares into rupees 10 per share. Right? But how much did I receive in the bank account? How much rupees is it reissued for? Rupees 12 per share. Right? So 9,000 shares into rupees 12 per share. How much will this be? 9,000 into 12 will be 9,000 into 12 equals to 1,08,000. Then 9,000 into 10 will be rupees 90,000. But there's a difference over here. Yes, there's a difference over here of debit and credit. Now what to do with this difference? What is this difference? See, tell me this. What is the nominal value of one share? What is the nominal value of one share? It is rupees 10. But how much am I reissuing that share at? Rupees 12. What does that mean? The 2 rupees extra whatever I have issued is for premium. So what to do with this? Whenever premium comes up, we will credit the interest to securities premium account. How much? On 9,000 shares rupees 2 per share. That will be rupees how much? 1,800. Sorry, 18,000 is. So 18,000 will go to my securities premium account. So how much will this be? 90,000 plus 18,000 equals to rupees 1,08,000. Clear? Okay. In this case, there will not be any forfeited shares account opened. Why? Because there is no loss on reissue. Why? Because we have forfeited somewhere around what? This much rupees. But we are reissuing the shares at more than the price. See, in my previous question, the shares were forfeited for how many rupees? For rupees 8. Right? For some case it was rupees 8, for some case it was a different amount. But the value of the share was rupees 10. And the amount it was issued at was rupees 2 rupees discount. But in my this case, what are we doing over here? Rupees 10 worth of share we are issuing at rupees 12. So 2 rupees is the premium charged for the shares, right? So that is why there is no forfeited shares account opened over here in the reissue entry. Remember this, okay? Only when there is a loss, we will open forfeited shares account. But when there is a profit because of the securities premium, we will open securities premium account. Done? Okay. Now, the last entry, capital reserve. How much will you transfer to capital reserve? Is there any loss on reissue? No. We have issued all the shares, yes? But still we have this account opened over here. Right? Now, what to do with this account? Close it off. How to close it off? By debiting it. So, forfeited shares account debited to capital reserve account. How much? Rupees 48,000 straight away. Nothing to compute over here because there is no loss on reissue. Done? Yes. So we are done with the forfeiture of shares. Okay. Thank you.